What is happening, everybody? I just want to do a update on a project that I wanted to start. I've wanted to start it for a while now, but I've been taking this winter, take the opportunity to do so. What am I talking about? We'll see in a moment here. So all right, for all you longtime viewers, and what I'm really talking about is the people that know me from my original channel. I have had parts to a Street Smart cabinet for a while now. Like, I've been actually getting original pieces along the way throughout time, and I'll show you them here. And my ultimate goal was always to make a cabinet that resembled the original cabinet that I remember playing as a kid. Now we're gonna kind of go back in time a little bit here in 1989. Now, growing up, me and my friends were fortunate. There was a store down the road which we could buy baseball cards, rent movies, rent video games, and there was a small arcade section in the back. Now, this is before computers were used really in the house, no internet. So if you wanted to watch a movie, you either had to go to the theater or you could go to a movie rental store. Same thing with video games. You could see what was coming out through like Nintendo Power and magazines like that, or like if you were fortunate enough, you could rent some of the popular video games to see if you wanted to buy them or not. But you were limited to whatever the rental store had. And so we had Dave's Movie World down the road, and we would frequent that place, and we would play all kinds of cool arcade games. Some of my favorites, like Narc the Arcade, is awesome. You can't, I mean, the Nintendo game, you can't really compare it to the arcade, unfortunately. Same thing with Street Smart though too, because it did come out for the Sega Genesis, and it's nothing like, it's not as good as the arcade. Like, the Genesis game is, but yeah, Street Smart was the first fighting game that I ever played in the arcade. Like I said, 89, there weren't too many around at that time. And the interesting thing about this game too is that it's co-op. I don't know of any other fighting game where it's co-op. What would happen is you would, defeat the guys you were fighting, and then after each stage, you would fight each other to see who got the money and the chicks, basically. The girl, who got the girl and the money after each fight. And so the same thing would go along. You'd fight together during the stages, but then in between you'd have to fight each other to see who got the money and the girl. But what we're gonna do next is we are gonna check out, I'll show you the parts on how I'm gonna actually run this arcade. So here we go. All right, so hope you can see this well enough. We have a marquee. This is the original marquee for the Street Smart cabinet. This here lies, and this is the bezel, which is the original one, which basically goes, the artwork that goes around the monitor. It's kind of faded, so it's more orange like this than really red. Now, I do have, this is the original PCB for the game. I have tested, I know it works. I threw a super gun and a monitor, and I did get the super gun with the USB ports, so I could use USB joysticks here. A lot of times people will modify Neo Geo controllers. Now, I don't have a Neo Geo, and I don't want to spend the money for Neo Geo controllers. This was expensive enough, so I'm going to use these joysticks to run through the super gun to play the PCB, and I'll probably use a modern day monitor unless for some reason I'm able to miraculously come upon a CRT, but I'm not going to hold my breath there. But yeah, now because I want the cabinet to kind of resemble the original, I did actually buy, this is actually a coin dispenser from an Outrun machine, but I can use it for my purposes here. It was a good deal, so I ended up picking it up there. So yeah, excited about that. Nice little add-on there. And here we have tea molding. Now really, that's the next thing I have to do is I'm waiting for the router bit to come in. I had to order it. Now, because the tea molding I'm using, I need a 1/16 bit to make this nice and tight. And so it's a 1/16 bit, but it's a 3/8 deep. So that will allow that to go in the appropriate amount. So yeah, this is 3/4 because I used 3/4 MDF board. So I bought a couple of those, one for each side. So yeah, that's the tea molding that I ended up getting. So here we are. Okay, so here we are. This is where the coin dispenser is going to go. As you can see, it's kind of hard to see. I lost some of the light there, but in behind here this is going to be the bottom of the cabinet. So I have wheels that just go one way, and then I have the wheels that turn just to make it easier to maneuver. And these ones do have brakes. So yeah, so that's really the bottom of the cabinet. This is going to be the front here. These are just extra pieces which I am going to use. I need to do the joystick panel here. So I still have that to do, but basically I cut the MDF board here. You can kind of see I did you know, I used a gosh, let's see. So I mean, I did round those off with a jigsaw, basically right here, the corners. Use the jigsaw, make it nice and round. I will use the router again to get the tea molding. Basically what I did here is, you can see this is filler, wood filler for the screws. But basically, because each side has these supports, and basically what I did is I used wood glue and I use screws. So I'll clamp the wood glue and then I'll screw in the screws. But how I did use the screws, I used 2 different drill bits to really get this look here. As you can see, basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that the screw was nice in there, and I could get some filler because I want that nice and smooth when I paint. So basically what I use is I use 2 different bits. One bit that's the size of the threads, and then I would use a second bit that is the same size as the screw head, and that would allow me to be able to get them embedded in nicely and use wood filler and sand it down. So I do have 2 of these, so I just have to start to get things together. But I just wanted to kind of show how far I am right now. I still got a long ways to go, but it's coming along, and just the fact that I've started the project is a huge part of it. So that has been my current project this winter. I'm excited just to really get it started because I've been really motivated to actually get this thing going and finished. Cheers. I don't know, tell me what you think. If anybody is familiar with doing this kind of thing and you have any tips or anything like that, I mean, I'm all ears. Put them in the comments. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Can't wait. My ultimate goal is to be able to run, obviously, Street Smart, but also to have the ability to use my PC, because I do have games on Steam that do resemble the arcade versions, like the Cowabunga collection, the Contra collection. I have a Capcom collection. So running those on that would be a lot of fun as well. It's just a matter of figuring it all out and getting it done. So Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I will keep an update on this, on the progress as it goes along. So I don't know when the next one will be, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I mean, just doing this in my spare time, it takes longer than you think, but it's been fun. So we'll see you in the next one.